In today's video, we'll be looking at a swim and run gator and an unexpectedly chill reptile. But first, let's meet this huge scaly animal that shocked people with its size. Number 10. 550-pound alligator. A word of advice to all pool owners out there: always make sure to check your pool before diving in because you never know what you'll see. In the early hours of a Monday morning, a 550-pound alligator was discovered in a family swimming pool. According to a Facebook post from the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, a family in Deep Creek, Florida was awakened by loud noises in the early hours of the morning. When they went to investigate, they discovered an unexpected visitor, a massive alligator weighing in at around 550 pounds and measuring nearly 11 feet in length. According to the Sheriff's Office, he tore through the screen to get to the nice cool water. Sergeant Brad Stender said that such encounters with alligators are common, particularly during the alligator's mating season in the spring and summer, though this gator stood out due to its massive size. "This thing was simply a monster," Stender declared. "It was enormous." A trapper was called by police officers on the scene. The trapper pulled the alligator out of the pool and, with the aid of 3 officers, then taped its mouth shut so it could be transported safely. Number 9. Palm Beach Gardens. On what was supposed to be a peaceful morning, a Palm Beach Gardens family discovered an unexpected visitor lounging in their backyard pool. Senta Evans, a PGA National resident, scanned her yard shortly after sunrise, as she always does before letting out the family's 2 dogs. She was taken aback when she saw a massive 9-foot alligator resting at the bottom of the pool. She called her husband, laughing, and said that there was a gator in their pool, and Mike, her husband, expected to see a 2 or 3 foot creature and was astounded by what he saw. The Evanses, who had just used the pool the day before, called FWC. Mike explained that a trapper had come out with equipment to bring in a 6-foot alligator. When the trapper saw the size of the actual gator, he went back to grab even bigger gear. The family watched in awe as the trapper, working alone, hooked the gator and lifted it up from the shallow end of the pool. The whole thing was recorded on video. According to Mike and Senta, the trapper took around 20 minutes to remove the gator. A neighbor assisted in lifting it into the back of a pickup truck. The trapper told the couple that the gator might have gotten in through the chain link fence that surrounds their backyard, but he couldn't be sure. Number 8. Alligator in Venice. When a Florida pool service company was called to attend to a problem with a customer's swimming pool, they got more than they bargained for. When Hodge Pool Service representatives arrived for the job in Venice, Florida, they were met by an 8-foot-long alligator swimming around. Hodge Pool Service owner in Venice, John Hodge, claimed the house is for sale and the homeowners were not home. The alligator tore through the pool screen and made itself at home. And then he added, "I hope to never come across one again in the pool, as I like to admire them from a distance. It was intimidating being that close to a powerful creature." According to reports, the FWC fought against great odds to lift the animal out of the water as it thrashed around with impressive strength. They eventually managed to free the reptile from the pool and transported it to a safer location. Number 7. Chilling alligator. A family in Orange County awoke to discover a surprising visitor in their pool. Deputies from Orange County responded to an East Orange County home and met with the homeowner, who said she woke up, opened the blinds, and saw an alligator in her swimming pool. The woman informed deputies that the animal was swimming in the pool and she assumed it would not be able to exit on its own. The gator was just chilling in the water when deputies made their way around the house to the screened-in pool. When they first saw it, one deputy exclaimed, "Oh, it's a baby!" Another one of the deputies claimed that this is not covered in the academy. I mean, it's not every day that you get to see an alligator chilling in a pool, am I right? The gator was removed by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission and was then relocated to a more suitable swimming hole in the St. Johns River. Number 6. Memorial Day gator. On Memorial Day, this alligator wanted to cool off in the water. Approximately at 8 a.m. on a Monday, a Windermere resident heard splashing and discovered a small alligator in her pool. Fortunately for her, the alligator must have sensed that it had overstayed its welcome and decided to climb out and leave before any of the officials arrived. You could see in the clip that the tiny reptile just marches away, disappearing into the bushes without a single trace. Now that's what you call a swim and run. Number 5. Cool Hand Luke. Paul Beddard appeared to be having the time of his life, and he owes it all to Cool Hand Luke, an alligator. Photos of Beddard, a South Florida trapper and star of Animal Planet's Gator Boys, have been circling on social media this week after he lifted a nearly 9-foot gator above his head and out of a parkland pool like Johnny and Baby practicing for the end of summer talent show. The gator can't escape, and the water is typically crystal clear, so these are actually enjoyable according to Beddard. "All I have to do now is jump in the water and play with him until he gets tired. Typically, Bedard will tap a gator on the leg or grab it by the tail, causing it to make quick, explosive movements that drain the reptile's energy. Then he can wrangle it by hand, which he claims is more enjoyable than using a net or tools. The alligator managed to get past a backyard screen and into a family swimming pool. Bedard was notified and he arrived to find the most mellow gator in a pool I've ever had, he said. He named the gator Cool Hand Luke because he was so laid back. Number 4. Long Island Baby. A family from Long Island is making a splash with this story of theirs. The Barons of Bayport were all set to take a dip in their pool on Saturday to cool off, but first they had to deal with a small swimming intruder. In the form of a baby alligator, the parents and their 5 adult children experienced the most terrifying moment of their lives. Homeowner Joseph Barron said that one of the skimmer's covers was off and that he saw a branch, so he tried to get it out. When he took a look, he thought to himself, "That's a weird branch." However, upon closer inspection, he saw legs attached to it and he felt a rush course through his whole body. He turned to his daughter and said that there was an alligator in the pool. The family eventually caught the reptile and placed it in a fish tank for safety. The SPCA was then contacted by the Barons. Environmental and conservation officers arrived and now have the tiny gator in their possession, with plans to release it to a preserve further south. And with that, it's now time for today's best pick. We'll be meeting an unhappy reptile because its comfort zone was invaded. Find out more about this gator next. Number 3. 6-foot aggressive alligator. Handling alligators is one of the most dangerous jobs on the planet, but it must be done. People who undertake this task are aware of the dangers and follow certain safety precautions. In this video, 2 men wrestle with a small alligator in a large pool. When these men arrived, the animal appeared to be having the time of its life. Smaller reptiles such as this one are more aggressive and more likely to bite. The 6-foot creature got into someone's private pool. The owner called the rescue team, who attempted to pull it out of the water using a trap while being extremely cautious not to become a victim. They eventually removed it safely from the property, but not without some resistance. I mean, if I was the gator, I'd be upset too and fight back just to stay in the comfy waters. Residents claim that there is little concern about the reptile invading other private spaces, because it was released into the wild after being taken from the pool. Number 2. Alligator Float. A live gator was perched atop a gator pool float at the Airbnb where a family was staying while on vacation in South Florida. Georgia resident Dave Jacobs stated that his family was in Miami for a wedding. On May 16th, they first noticed the alligator in the lake outside their vacation rental. However, the next day, they were surprised to find it in the pool. He stated that his wife contacted the Airbnb's owner, who eventually dispatched a gator wrangler to retrieve the real reptile from the pool. Jacobs then added, "I guess it's not that unusual, but it was unusual to me." Jacobs said his family eventually left the house 4 days after to return to Georgia, bringing a unique Florida experience with them to share with friends and family. Number 1. See you later, alligator. An alligator was discovered relaxing in the backyard pool of a Chesapeake resident on Friday. The gator was discovered by a homeowner near Taft Road, according to Chesapeake Animal Services. Animal control officers were notified 3 weeks ago that an alligator had gone missing from Jack's Jungle in the same area, according to the Animal Services Unit. In Hampton Roads, Jack's Jungle is an educational animal show. The owner had no idea if it had escaped, been stolen, or been let out of its enclosure. ACO Henry contacted the missing reptile's owner and met him at the scene. When they arrived, they discovered the alligator, aptly named Splash, relaxing in the pool, which happened to be just a few houses down from the alligator's home. Splash was safely removed from his vacation spot after the owner confirmed that it was his gator, which was legally owned, and returned to his enclosure.